Okay guys, so welcome back to my channel. I figured I would make this like, I don't know where this is gonna go, but maybe I'll just stick it at the start of this week's plan with me or something, I don't know. But I was messing around in the new vertical and I thought I would show you guys what I'm doing. So basically at first I did have like a hole, and I'll show you that maybe on Monday. I'll probably need some more headers and stuff and full boxes. Let me quickly grab. There we go, I've grabbed some more stuff, just that I can use as like for sizing wise. But I thought I'd kind of show you, I posted about it on Instagram as well, on my Instagram story, just that everyone's been saying, oh, it's going to be really hard to do that like no white space one full box thing, kind of like J Crew Plans does it. And how I do my rewinds, I do have a header across the bottom though, but like basically that's set out. I really think it's doable. That's why I was so excited to get my planner, because I kind of wanted to, like, I knew in my head there was a way to do it. So basically this is it. I'm going to kind of zoom in and show you guys kind of how I've done it. So this is about kind of where you need to place your headers, and then kind of a full box fits between every single one of those. So I guess I'm kind of showing you how I would do that. So I'm just going to go and I'll just kind of show you. I don't really know, I just figured I'd turn the camera on and show you guys what I'm doing here. So I'm starting with the first one at the top, obviously, like so, and then the next one, and it definitely is a learning curve, because it'll be like eventually you'll know exactly where to line it up, kind of like the new monthlies. So this one I'm just gonna come in really close. I'm gonna refocus it just in case, sorry. So I don't know if you can even really see it on there, but you can kind of line it up with the dots. Well, that's how I've kind of been doing it. And this one comes up like literally what would be like one dot above. Getting them nice and straight is kind of hard. But I'm kind of just bringing this first one up like a tiny bit above that dotted line. And then this next one I'm bringing up a bit more, about halfway through that white space in between. And it's not an exact science, you can always just have a look. Like I'm going to take a checklist now. I'm just putting all of this, I didn't do it with the headers, but I'm just putting all of this on my arm so I can peel it up if I need to. And I'll just kind of show you now. Like I said, it's not exact, but that's pretty close. You got your full box in there, and then I will lift it up, and then your full box in there. So this one I've done it a little bit too low down. But headers are really easy to alter, and if you're doing this as like your framework, rather than like, you're obviously not going to be putting this in last, you can always just kind of alter it before you do anything else. So that one I just put on a little bit crooked, and I don't know why, because if you see in my unboxing I put them up next to each other, but somehow it comes down just like that tiny bit below that dotted line. I feel like that's just because of stickers, and that way you get everything in there. So no matter where you put it now, I can put the next full box. But if you start, because normally when I do my spreads I start off doing them, I do my full boxes first and I line my headers up from that, but I would just start with your headers and then slip your full boxes in where you want them so that all your headers line up. Because the only thing is, if you were lining your full boxes up, say with these, your headers are going to end up in different positions. But really they actually, yeah, if you were to do it this way, your headers would kind of end up different. Or if you were to kind of do it like this, if you just started maybe at the bottom of one box and the top of another, it would end up with like the headers in different places. So I just say start with your headers. It really is like a learning curve. So I kind of love having these first 6 months as like mess around months. But I do no white space in these anyways. But that would be how I would do it, is like come up like a quarter of this little space here and then come up about halfway. That's all. The other thing I wanted to see is, well, I obviously did it with the headers. So let's just, oh, that ripped the sticker. I was like, oh, that's the page. So what I'm gonna want to try now is just taking a glossy sticker, and let's see if I can find a matte sticker. First, let's stick the glossy down. Doesn't really matter where. Matte stickers. I don't really have many matte stickers. Maybe let's go for our, what have we got? I've just got an oopsie page here. This is going to be like the worst video ever. And I'm going to stick these both down. This could be so bad because it's on like one of the first pages, but eventually this will get ripped out. And now let's go. That glossy pretty much comes like straight off. I didn't give it much setting time, and so does the matte. Oh my god. So now let's stick them. I'm going to stick them back down and like let them set a little bit. And now let's flip over. I'm just going to completely trash this week, really. Let's do a pen test on this side. So we've got a Papermate Inkjoy, a Staedtler. Let's get one with that's not really drying out. Just a basic ballpoint pen, and this is like a ballpoint ink, something in between. What else have we got? Let's go with a Papermate Flare. And heck, let's go for a Sharpie. Don't really matter. Doesn't really matter. This is turning into a fun video, so let's just go. Excuse my handwriting if it's super messy. So let's just put all of these on. Papermate Flare. This is obviously if you're writing directly on the page, which I do in my rewinds, but I'm doing my rewinds in my colourful anyway. But and I'm probably gonna spell this wrong. I just deleted footage on my SD card that I really hope is on my computer, because let's just go gel point. It's like more of a ball point, but it's a little bit runnier than normal, which sounds so weird. So this is just a normal ballpoint pen, this one. And then my option or pen of choice is the Papermate Inkjoy. I'm such an idiot. I spelled that wrong. So that'll see what happens when you go a little bit heavy on there. Let's flip over. You can see that shadowing pretty much the same as I can. There's a little, the Sharpie is shadowing, it's not bleeding though. It is, I figure if you kind of hold it down, it'll bleed through the Sharpie. The Inkjoy, there's more shadowing in that bit where I went over it. So if you're very heavy handed with your pens, you'll get a bit of shadowing. But those other few in the middle, like there's like next to nothing. But if you're very light-handed, I'm sure it would be fine. But the Sharpie and the Inkjoy, so the stuff that gives off the most ink, really. So let's jump back over here and try these again. So yeah, the matte now, they're still, my matte is like almost definitely not removable. I want to actually stick this in my other planner and see how that goes as well. Like it's peeled up a little bit of the paper, but it hasn't like ripped up a massive chunk. Like it doesn't even affect it. Really, there's like a tiny little bit. So I just want to go to, let's grab out my rewind because I've got some extra months in there. And let's try, I just want to see, because it's been a while. Let's do this one in there. And then let's do one of these. And then keep in mind that one is an oopsie, it's not supposed to look like that. So we'll just leave them and I'll quickly see if there's, what I'll do now on this day is go through and show you what a kind of how I would, yeah, let's show you how I would use this as a no white space day. So let's go, let's grab some random headers. Let's grab a glitter header to start the day off. It's not necessarily specific as to what these headers would say or be, but just how I would format it. But yeah, it really is kind of like start from the top and work your way down, or start from the bottom and work your way down. So I'm going to put a checklist in, like so. And then let's do a today header, like so. And that pretty much lines up with that header as well, the one that I guessed. Just takes a little practice. What I would say is do kind of what I'm doing. Pop them on your arm first, make them like removable, and kind of lay out a whole day, kind of like I'm about to do. See where you want to put your headers and kind of just work from there. Have like a practice week even. That's why I like getting the extra 6 months of the new planners, so I can mess around in them a little bit without having to buy the planner. But I probably will at one point. So now let's go with something else as my full box. Sorry about my voice, by the way. So I'll do the dinner little thing, TV, and let's just do an asterisk, like so. And then the way I do it is I put a glitter header under here. Usually kind of like section off the full box, and then this is my today section. So then I would put a other bits header, not little things, that's my bad. And then I would do those. There's my washi page on. Got those. And in true Claudia Plan With Me fashion, if you've watched my Plan With Me's, I'm going to cut this washi. I do that quite a lot. And go like this. And then stick that in between. And that would be how I would set out a day in this particular planner. Sorry, the glare's a bit. I'd have a to-do checklist. This would be a full box, not a weekly ombre. And then I would have this today section down here. So that is how I would do it. If you're curious, now what I want to see is I put those in my colourful. This is on the old paper. I love how now it doesn't pull up. I feel like my stickers always. Okay, so there's actually, if you take that at face value, there's a little bit more tearing on my matte paper in that particular planner. But my experience has been I've ripped up stuff. So I don't know. Now my paper just wants to behave itself, but yes, I was curious to see that in this new planner with this new paper, like what it would, I'm like super zoomed in, what it would be like as far as the, how the paper pulled up in this particular planner with the new paper. But yeah, I feel like that's everything. That's how I would set out a day, how you could do it if you were white space, where to put your headers, pen test. Is there anything else? If there is anything else you want to see, maybe you want to see the neutral or something else, be sure to just leave a comment on this video and I can do this again. I was just messing around and I decided to turn the camera on. Super, super easy. So let me know if there's something I can do this in the neutral even. But I feel like there's not a big change in the colourful, and there's not a big change there, so you probably don't really want that. But if there is something else you want to know, maybe about this new paper, that I can just come on here and do something like this again to kind of answer your questions, I guess. Or I can do it with the hardbound planner if you want to see that. I don't know. I do have a hardbound planner. So yeah, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.